Need some coins for golden tickets? Head on over to rockbottomcoins.com for the safest and cheapest coins anywhere. Use code Zirksee at checkout for a 10% discount on your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What is going on, guys? It is Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be going over the most underrated players in Madden 19. Now, the way I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to go through every single position and I'm going to pick out one, maybe two players that I think are completely underrated. And starting off at the quarterback position, you guys can see all the way at the top, of course, we have Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, Big Ben, Andrew Luck, the man hasn't even played in forever, Phillip Rivers, and then Carson Wentz. In my opinion, the most underrated QB in Madden 19 is Carson Wentz. This man literally was about to be the MVP. If he played the entire season, he would have been MVP in my opinion. I don't think there's any doubt about it. And literally, he is the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's the 10th best QB in Madden 19. That is insane. He should definitely be at least top 6, maybe. I mean, I could see, Brady, Rodgers, Brees ahead of him. But after that, Cam Newton should not be ahead of him. Matt Ryan, he should probably be ahead of Matt Ryan. And Russell Wilson probably about the same as him. So, honestly, the fact that Wentz is number 10 for quarterbacks is absolutely insane, and he's only an 86 overall. That is disgusting. Now, taking a look at the running backs, I don't feel like there's someone that really got just, crazy disrespected, but when it does come to the running backs, you keep all these guys in mind, and you're looking at all their stats throughout the year, and you're looking, and you see Dion Lewis as an 87. Really? Tevin Coleman as an 86 and Derrick Henry as an 86. Now, what if I told you there was a 1,000-yard rusher last year that wasn't anywhere near the top? All the way down here, not even the top running back on his team, I don't even think, C.J. Anderson, 81 overall. This man had over 1,000 yards rushing last year, and he's an 81 overall. You can also say the same thing for Alex Collins, who Pro Football Focus had ranked as the number 1 running back. In terms of just rushing, it doesn't take into effect the catching or, of course, pass blocking, but in terms of just straight up running the ball, Alex Collins was actually ranked as the number 1 running back in the NFL. Now, I will say this, though, I am actually going to skip over the offensive linemen and the fullbacks just because this video would be insanely long if I decided to go through all of those positions. But you guys can see for the wide receivers, we have Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, Odell Beckham, DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green, Keenan Allen, and Michael Thomas among some of the best receivers. Now, in my opinion, the most underrated wide receiver is probably Adam Thielen. This man probably played like a top 5 wide receiver last year. I don't understand how he's only an 88 overall in Madden 19 with 90 speed, 92 excel, but literally Emmanuel Sanders, Julian Edelman, Devontae Adams, Golden Tate, T.Y., he's not even top 15. That is insane to me. He should be above his teammate in Diggs, even, because he's way better than him in my opinion. Doug Baldwin, Keenan Allen, Michael Thomas, of course, those guys are all, absolute beasts. But he should at least be ahead of, if you're just looking at the stats, I think he should be ahead of Doug Baldwin and right behind Michael Thomas. Now, honestly, taking a look at the tight ends, I think probably the most underrated tight end is probably Zach Ertz. He's only a 91 overall tight end in Madden 19, and if you're looking at the stats for last year, this man honestly could be above Jordan Reed, or somewhere between Jordan Reed and Delaney Walker is probably where he should be, in probably a 93 overall. But what I'm actually going to do, I decided on this, I'm going to go through and look at all the offensive linemen, and I'm just going to pick one offensive lineman, and I'm probably going to do the same with the defensive lineman, because otherwise the video would be insanely long. I'm going to go ahead and pick one offensive lineman total and tell you guys which one I think is the most underrated. Now, taking a look at the offensive linemen, there's honestly a ton of guys that should be probably higher, and it's kind of hard for me to pick out just one, to be honest. But Armstead, in my opinion, 82 overall, probably a little low for him. Also taking a look up here, Taylor Lewan only an 85 overall, and then we also have Donald Penn, who's only an 86, Ryan Ramczyk 87, Andrew Whitworth 88, Josh Sitton even at an 88, still in my opinion just a little bit too low. And then of course you have Jason Peters, who's known as one of the best left tackles in the game, should be like a 93, 94 probably. And the same thing with Kalichi Asameli. Now I'm taking a look at the left ends and also the right ends to show you guys, but I already know some people that are underrated for these. Joey Bosa at 90 overall is completely underrated in my opinion, and also someone that is just completely insanely disrespected, besides Cameron Hayward, who honestly should probably be way higher, is Yannick Nagawa. 86 overall. This man is behind Trey Flowers, Chris Jones, Akeem Hicks, William Hayes. This man had double-digit sacks. One of the most underappreciated players in the NFL, probably because he's sitting next to Calais Campbell all the time, but Yannick Nagawa had double-digit sacks, and he was on the top 100 players of the NFL. Was Akeem Hicks? Was Trey Flowers? Chris Jones? Was William Hayes? I don't think so. So the fact that he is all the way down here, Calais Campbell sitting at 92, not okay. Now on to the defensive tackles. There are very many high overall DTs. Damon Harrison has a 95, Ndamukong Suh has a 94, then you have Kawan Short, Kenny Clark, Michael Pierce. DeForest Buckner has an 86, honestly, probably too low for him. Poe is an 83, maybe should be a little bit higher. Defensive tackles, though, really not a ton of great defensive tackles. You think of DTs that are extremely good, and you probably think of Aaron Donald, but he doesn't play defensive tackle anymore. So really, I mean, to be honest, I don't really think any of these guys are super underrated. Buckner probably is the most underrated of anyone. Kenny Clark, honestly, I haven't heard much about him. I guess he played pretty good last year. Linval, 90 overall. Jared McCoy, 90 overall. But defensive tackles, I guess you can't really complain. Now, taking a look at outside linebackers, honestly, Anthony Barr and Miles Jack, probably both of them pretty underrated. Miles Jack overall, I think he's extremely underrated in the NFL. If you guys watched the game versus the Patriots, he did amazing in the playoffs. Besides him, Whitney Merciless, also another pretty underrated dude. He's 81 overall. TJ Watt played pretty solid last year. Same thing with Leonard Floyd. But besides that, outside linebackers, a lot of people are saying that Sean Lee is overrated at 96 overall. I don't agree with that. Coming up for middle linebackers, there is a huge gap between Kuechly, Bobby Wagner, and everybody else. Deon Jones at a 90 overall, probably should be a little bit higher. CJ Mosley at an 84, probably should be a little bit higher, to be honest. Besides that, I mean, Eric Kendricks, 79 overall. He signed a monster contract, essentially, because he is pretty dang beastly, and I feel like he should definitely be slightly higher than a 79, at least like 83, 84, if not just a little bit higher. But middle linebackers, there is just a ginormous gap. Now, in terms of the cornerbacks, I feel like this is just ridiculous. So, of course, you have Jalen Ramsey and A.J. Boye, but the number 3 corner is Desmond Trufant? What? Even Falcons fans have no idea how Desmond Trufant is the number 3 rated cornerback. But you have guys like Darius Slay is at 91 overall, Lattimore, Richard Sherman's okay, but in my opinion, the most underrated cornerback on this list is an 88 overall, and that is Chris Harris Jr. The man's not even higher than his former teammate Aqib Talib, but he is absolutely one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Tre'Davious White also could be on this list for most underrated. He's only an 88 overall. Both of them 88s, and they could definitely be up here in the top 6, 7 cornerbacks. Now, when it comes to the most underrated free safety and strong safety, they're actually dang near, almost next to each other. Kevin Byard and Landon Collins. Collins is absolutely way better than 88 overall, and Kevin Byard led the league in interceptions, and he's not even a top 5 free safety, I'm pretty sure. Ahead of him, you have Joyner, you have Devin McCourty, Tyrann Mathieu, Earl Thomas, and Harrison Smith. Seriously, how is he not higher than Tyrann Mathieu, which, if you guys don't know, I love Tyrann Mathieu. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL. but he was ranked as like the 13th best safety on Pro Football Focus. How is Kevin Byard not higher than him? And then we have the kickers and punters, which honestly, none of them are pretty high overalls. They're all like 86 overalls. But in my opinion, the most underrated kicker, and I don't think I'm just saying this because I'm a Cowboys fan, Dan Bailey. 80 overall, and he's the most accurate kicker in NFL history. At least he was for a short time. I don't know if Justin Tucker probably took that over from him or not. But he's only an 88 overall, or an 80 overall. And in terms of punters, I don't really watch punters, so I'm not going to give you my opinion on punters. But that is the most, or those I should say, the most underrated players in Madden 19 based on the ratings. I feel like some of these players are absolutely crazy in terms of how well they got underrated. Just pretty nuts, honestly, the ratings. But if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment. Let me know down below your most underrated player in Madden 19 total. And if you enjoyed the video, smack the like button, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you guys next time.